Stocks rally after several days of selling due to high inflation, and 2 IPOs come to the market today on the Brass Bell podcast. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average yesterday closed at 36,142, which is up about 54 points, or 0.15%. The S&P 500, on the other hand, closed at 4,700, which was a 18-point gain, or a 0.39%. The Nasdaq yesterday closed at 15,973, which was a 120-point gain, or 0.76%. The Russell 2000 yesterday closed at 2,405, which was a 4-point gain, or 0.17%. The 10 highest trading stocks yesterday by volume was the first is Qualcomm. It closed at $181.81, which was a $13.30 gain, or about 7.89%. The second one was Electros Incorporated, which closed at $5.65, which was a $5.31 gain, which translates to 1,537% increase, which is a pretty astronomical stock change there. The next stock is Progenity, which closed yesterday at $4.84, which was a $1.37 increase, or about 39.48%. The Home Depot Incorporated closed yesterday at $392.33, which was a $21.25 gain, or about 5.73%. Roblox Corporation closed yesterday at $116.18, which was a $8.12 increase, or about a 7.51% increase. The Tattooed Chef Incorporated closed yesterday at $15.94, which was down about 45 cents, or minus 2.75%. And this particular stock had some interesting thing happens after close yesterday. Their earnings actually leaked about an hour before close, which is pretty unheard of in the stock market, that a company's their earnings report and numbers will leak beforehand. So that was interesting. This caused quite a dramatic selling period within that last hour or so, even though the company did report some pretty good numbers off of their earnings. So I'm not sure why that happened. But it was up in the aftermarket hours, so we'll just have to see how that opens up today. Let's see where that's at. Lucid Group Incorporated, they closed yesterday at $55.52, which was a $10 increase in their stock price, or a 23.71%. Peloton Interactive Incorporated, they closed yesterday at $54.85, or about $7.36, which is about a 15.5% increase. Fisker Incorporated, they closed yesterday at $23.68, which was about a $2 increase, or about 10%, or 9.68%. Activision Incorporated, they closed yesterday at $66.14, as this stock continues to slide into oblivion, which was about a negative $4.29, or about minus 6.09%. Activision Blizzard, a video game company, and they have had some management problems, per se. I believe the CEO was recently being accused of rape in the office, so that's not great for the company. And their numbers have shown that. I believe their last earnings wasn't so hot, just due to the fact that they were busy trying to fix their management problems instead of focusing on their products. And it's kind of shown, like I said, with their numbers and everything. So not looking too hot right now, but I do think Activision in the future might pull through. We'll just, I am expecting the board of directors of this company to remove their CEO at this point, just because it's been an absolute disaster for the company, and the stock price is definitely showing that. I believe I'm actually going to pull the stock chart up right now, because I believe it was trading pretty highly earlier this year, but then they had a bunch of allegations of sexual misconduct within the office, and that really took a number on the stock. Let's see. So yeah, this year, I mean, it was trading well above $100. Right between the 90 and the between 80, between like 90 and 95, I'd say. And then right around August, it's just decided to dip with all of the allegations of sexual misconduct and whatnot. So I'm not looking too hot right now. And there's an article in Wired talking about how employees are done with the CEO, and then some Activision employees did stage a walkout as the board continues to back the CEO, but I'm not seeing that this will continue. If these sexual allegations are, continuing to happen, I will say that he'll probably be caught up in a lawsuit and will either be removed or he will step down. So we'll just have to keep an eye on them. It's quite possible that he's, just won't and whatnot. But if these continue to happen and they are substantiated, well, we'll just have to see how that is. If this will ever go to court, or if these are just, more allegations. We'll just have to keep an eye on that and see how that goes. And the stock for today that I wanted to talk about is Walmart. That ticker is WMT. Again, that is W as in Wade, M as in Mart, and T as in toy. And the price that closed yesterday was $100.46 $146.91. That closed yesterday, and it's been a kind of a neutral trend, right? For the past couple of days, it has been going down. They do have a PE ratio of 41.64. They did recently report earnings yesterday before market open, and they did report some pretty strong numbers. Their estimated EPS was $1.40. Their actual was $1.42. So good. And then their revenue was up. Everything seemed to be going pretty good for Walmart, which is actually a pretty good sign. In the past, I was very concerned about Walmart missing their earnings due to the supply chain issues, but it looks like they managed to skirt past that. And holidays sales continue to be up, is what they said. That was the projection. So in the next quarter, we should see that, and that'll be great. Their market cap is, of course, extremely high. It is $408 billion. And they do offer a dividend. All right, next I kind of want to talk about these new companies going public. One of them is called Iris Energy, one is called Braise, and one is called Sono Motors. Now with Iris Energy, this is a very interesting looking company. This company exclusively mines Bitcoin using renewable energy, and this is going public sometime today. I do not think, I don't know, most companies actually have product that you can, that either you or a company could buy, but this just seems like it mines Bitcoin. That's all it does in this company. So its profitability is going to be mining Bitcoin. So I don't know how profitable this is going to be in the future, because from my understanding, there will be a maximum amount of Bitcoin that you can mine, but I guess they could switch to Ethereum or to the cryptocurrency once that happens and still make some money. So I don't know how I feel about this company as of yet. I will have to wait and see, to be honest, because I just I don't know. This is like the main source of their making money is like mining Bitcoin. I guess that they do own some real they own some real assets, including like data infrastructure, but that's really not what's talked about in their media. So as far as that goes, that's that company. I think I'm gonna wait and see on that one. The next one is Braise, and they're a company that markets to other companies for customer engagement and whatnot, and so they market software, and it seems like a pretty decent company that's going public today, and it's a cloud-based engagement platform that specializes in marketing, and that looks pretty good. It has some pretty big companies that they've already signed to, so that's something to look at. I'm interested in see how that goes. Let's see. And then Sono Motors, that company is an electric motor company, primarily talking about, primarily their thing is solar on vehicles to reduce charging time, or to reduce the time in between, or to increase the time in between charges. So that's kind of new, that's kind of neat. But the thing about this company is that they are specifically doing business in Europe and not in the United States. So, and their first car is a minivan, which might be a good thing in Europe. Probably not a great thing in the United States. But that's something that I'm a little confused at, but that's also going to go public sometime today. But yeah, those are the three companies. I might break them down a little later just to see how they do, and to see if they're after the first couple of quarters, how they report earnings, and do kind of my analysis then. Because who knows, they might surprise me. But as of right now, probably Braise is the one that looks the strongest as of right now, if you wanted to put your money in there. But again, do your own research. Now, I did want to talk about a couple of things that were said yesterday. One of them is the Federal Reserve President in San Francisco, Mary Daly. She kind of talks about how inflation's still going to happen. This article comes courtesy of MarketWatch, and that's entitled Fed's Daly warns against preemptive interest rate hikes to cool inflation. And here she says preemptive action isn't free. Like all insurance, there are costs. Interest rate hikes would not ease the supply chain issues, but would curb demand 12 to 18 months from now, slowing the economy when millions of sidelined workers are ready and able to come back to work. So that's something to think about, is like if this article is claiming, or at least Daly is claiming, that if the Federal Reserve does like hike down in inflation rates, then it's possible it would be possible that it would curb demand and slow the economy And it's possible. But as the Federal Reserve continues to provide relief, we'll just have to. I do think they should taper, and they should taper starting now, because the inflation rates we're seeing is kind of ridiculous. I don't see how that's going to slow the economy hugely, considering the fact that what we're seeing is very artificial. With the inflation rates, the supply chain issues are real. That's just due to the increase of demand and the shortage of labor. So I feel like it's really the labor that's the biggest problem. Inflation just needs to calm down a little bit, and then we can focus on the labor side of things, because really it's the supply of the labor that is really throwing a kink in the system here. And that's all that I have for you today. Again, my name has been David Allenson. Thank you for tuning in to the Brass Bell Podcast.